Hey everybody, it's Norm from Tested here at Comic-Con 2018. This is Luke with Weta at the Weta booth. You guys said this is the year of robots for you at Comic-Con, is that right?
It is. We've got a bunch of robots. We've got collectible robots, we've got these micro-epic robots, and we've got the GKR game, which is going off. But also, we have a very large robot standing behind us.
This was teased online as like a crate that just said Mother, I think, on there. And that's a character from an upcoming film.
Yeah, it's a film called I Am Mother, and it's a pretty awesome concept, a pretty awesome script. It's about the idea that if humans died out, this robot has been designed to repopulate the Earth, and so she starts growing a human child. And we were tasked with creating the robot central character, but as not as a prop, but an actual suit. A suit.
So
yes.
The performer, you actually got to put on this suit, and you fit in here.
Yeah, so I was in charge of leading the build, and partway through the build process, Grant knew I had some stunt and suit performance background and asked me if I wanted to audition. I was a little bit skeptical with too many hats on, but as there's such an awesome opportunity to be inside such a pivotal character, but also such a cool idea of putting a industrialized robot on a human.
The detail here is incredible because not only are you performing in here, there's also articulation, electronics, lights, the whole thing glows. It still reads as a mechanical being.
Yeah, I think that was the thing we wanted, is it wanted to look like a purpose-built industrial thing, but it has so much tech in it. It's one of our most complex suit builds we've ever built, especially because it's also condensed and so contained. Like, it's got a 12-volt system and it has a fuse in it. That's how much power is being drawn inside the suit.
No tether, free reign as a performer, and like even the gloves, looking at those joints, you guys experiment all sorts of fabrication techniques, so this really pushed the limits of that?
This is almost every trick we've ever used. There's sintered nylon, there's SLA print negative molds, there's sintered titanium, which is the fingers, because the only thing strong enough. Like this basically about a year and a half ago, we couldn't have made this thing. Because the technology's just started keeping up with us.
Yeah, and it looks incredible here. You're showing off for the very first time. Now we got to reveal and be honest with you that we actually have seen this. We visited you guys back in January, and Adam was able to chat with you and learn more about the suit. So we'll have a more in-depth video about the making and the performance of Mother from I Am Mother in the future. Stay tuned for that. But you have other suits here. Can we take a look at some of the other costumes?
Yeah. We'll go take a look at some more.
Awesome. Now, Luke, another suit you guys have is from last year's Pacific Rim Uprising. And tell me about this. I remember seeing this in the film. These control some of the Jaegers.
Yeah, these are the drone pilot suits. And we were tasked with making these ones. They're kind of suspended off the ground, and they kind of help them train, and they're a really quite a tight-fitting suit. And the thing about these ones is this material that's on here. It was really, really hard. There's a layering of textural stuff, and they're quite tight-fitting. And our team worked a lot with trying to get this texture right, just that little bit of detail in there, but also something that's stretchy and will be strong enough to support it.
Is that more of a screen printing for the texture, or is it a casting for the relief?
It's a casting. So what we've done is we've done a process of some of it is milled into acrylic molds, and then we've put the urethane in there. The other one is we've got a base structure. We put vinyl cuts on top, and then done a casting on top, and then flipped it over and done stuff like that.
So you could do all your relief in negative.
Yes.
And then have basically creating fabric that's for all that the layers here.
Yes. And one of the biggest challenges is also pattern making. Because there's textures on a few different suits, and they're also worn by different people. Like there's stunt versions of it as well, which are in harnesses and things like that. So the pattern making on this is quite insane. Our costume team spent all this time patterning it and drafting it, and then they feed back and forth between the fabrication of the actual final suits and the draft ones.
What I love is that the seams are really nicely hidden. Like if you get up close, yes, I can tell in the pelvic area there is a little bit of a seam, but take a step back, you see nothing on the knees. Like even blends well into the boots. It reads as a full bodysuit.
Yeah, and that is again a testament to the teamwork between both the costume team, but also the casting team and the 3D team to make sure all those things combine in it. So you get these crazy shapes that look nothing like what they are. And labeling is a really good thing as well, because you look at it and go, is this an arm or a leg? Because it looks nothing like the final product.
Right, and then can you tell me a little about the visor here, like a kind of a VR control visor?
Yeah, so this VR control visor, it's meant to look like, they're inside this thing, and it's like an augmented reality sort of VR thing. And these helmets were done quite quickly, but again, this 3D printing technology we've got and the ability to pump those out, it's the electronic systems we've got now are pretty cool. Like, we're getting really more sophisticated with the electronic systems we've got, which is great to have that level of sophistication in the suit.
When a production team comes to you and puts out the spec, they have their the concept artists lay this out. Do they also tell you how it wants to react to light? Like, this reads is also very, very matte to me.
Yeah, it is very matte, and we do a lot of texture sampling that we present, and so we'll see the concept drawings, and we'll start going through design, and we always show them physical objects. And because we're based down in New Zealand, we make sure we do a test one for us and one we send to the production, so that when they say we like number 3, we don't go, how did we paint number 3? We keep the same one, so we're speaking the same language, and that's how we go back and forth.
That's so much painstaking effort put into a suit that's not even for the hero characters, but helps build that world.
Well, everything we do, we wanted to do the best we can, because those little things always count.
All right, here's one more so I want to take a look at. Can we check for more familiar film?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
And finally, a costume that may be more familiar to you guys. This is Carl Urban's Scourge armor.
Scourge armor.
From Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys made, of course, he's local to your part of the world.
We've worked with Carl quite a lot, yeah.
Tell me about the making of this armor, because it looks like hammered metal.
Well, that's the thing is that nowadays you've got the 3D technologies, the ability to print everything and create texture stuff, but there's still a handmade quality with this costume like this that's very hard to replicate. So what we did, and what the team back at Weta did, is they printed out the actual, did a fabrication suit, got all the pieces working properly, and then we pushed back a little bit from the prints that we printed out and laid lead on top of it, and then beat the lead on top, so it still has that hand-beaten technique, and then we cast it, and then we mold it.
So major forms you can do digitally,
yep.
And then the final finish, it's almost like clay, something soft metals. Okay.
Yeah, it's a soft metal. We've been using that system since Rings, where you get the lead and you can kind of beat it, and it has the same properties.
It doesn't need to be super thick, because you're gonna, and so someone actually hammered every gen.
Every piece.
Here.
Yeah.
Wow. Does that make it to the final piece, or then can that be molded and
that's molded and then cast and then we
urethane?
Cast in the urethane. Yeah.
That is like exactly like you said. For all that you can do with digital, the precision that digital offers, it's the random, it's the chaos that's tough, the organic.
It is, and in fact, we're trying to mess with some things 3D wise, where we will slightly skew one side of it so that it looks more organic. But for something like this, it's the texture that we're looking for. But you can see the suit is beautiful side to side.
Yeah, wow, and even the skirt and the undersuit, like that's just it reads as Weta.
Yeah, and the pattern making underneath is again, the costume team does such a great job in getting it all to fit right and sit right and just look beautiful. I mean, you've seen Carl in the film; he looks amazing.
Right. How much does this whole thing weigh approximately?
It's not too bad. It's probably, I'm not too good with the conversions, but it's about maybe 20 pounds.
All right. That's great.
Light.
Wow. And it's great that you have it here. One of the best characters, I thought, in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty awesome film. We were super chuffed, and we also did a whole bunch of weapons for it as well, and the big helmet for Hulk.
Oh,
we did a test on that for the CG one, and that was awesome.
Wait, that's cool. A situation where you have to make the physical one, even though in the film it's
a
CG,
digital,
it's a digital one.
And we're doing that quite a lot at the moment. We're doing a lot of physical things to inform the digital world, because it's that authenticity that Weta's known for that I think really sells those concepts.
Awesome, and it really shows here. Thank you so much, Luke. It's great to see
welcome.
you.
Nice to see you.
And we can't wait to share with you that more in-depth look with the I Am Mother suit soon on Tested.
Awesome. Thanks, Norm.
Thanks for watching this video. If you were watching it and thinking, boy, I wish Tested sold a t-shirt, your prayers are answered. I am wearing the first Tested t-shirt that proudly proclaims that one-day builds always take longer than a day. Buy yours right now in the link below.